new guidelines from the Centers for Disease Control will allow schools to open up closer to capacity here in Utah and across the country.
And CDC officials are basing it in part on research done right at the University of Utah. Scott McCain is at the U of U campus with more on this. Scott, good morning. Tell us about it.
Morning, guys. Yeah, there's going to be an official announcement coming up a little later on. We'll tell you about that in a minute. But in a nutshell, CDC officials are saying, look, we've had this 6-foot guideline set in place, for desks to stay apart in classrooms. They're scrapping that. It's now going to go down to 3 feet apart, and that's been a major hurdle. It's been, kind of a better safe than sorry thing over the past year when the pandemic took hold, but it's also caused schools, in some cases, to shut down completely, then either to go to a hybrid learning system, and in some cases, some schools going to completely online. So it's been tough. It's been a really rough year for everyone involved, students, teachers, and parents. But one of the things that they found over this past year is that you can move these students, these young people, closer together. And again, it's based on a couple of different studies, including one here at the University of Utah done by something called the HERO Project. It's a collaboration between U of U Health and the David Eccles School of Business. And the bottom line is, this is going to be welcome news to millions of parents in particular who have been extremely eager to get their children back into the classroom on a full-time basis, but also do it in as safe a manner as possible.
There's a recent study that came out that looked at schools in Massachusetts, and they all had different physical distancing in terms of the desks. And what they found, there was no difference in the rate of infection for desks that were 6 feet apart versus 3 feet.
But another critical aspect of that is that students keep wearing their masks. So they can be closer together, but they still want them to be wearing masks. Now, University of Utah doctors, along with local school district officials, they'll be going into some more detail regarding not only the research, but what happens to schools here in Utah going forward. That press conference is scheduled to begin at 12:30 today here on the University of Utah campus. Of course, this is big news. We'll be there to cover it, bring our viewers the latest this afternoon. But yeah, fairly significant a series of studies that led to the CDC coming up with these new recommendations, and it's likely going to be welcome news for a lot of parents here in Utah and all around the country. For now, we're live at the U of U campus. Scott McCain, Fox 13 News, Utah.